a warm welcome to everyone. I must confess, I am a little nervous, but nerves come with the field. And if you don't have them, then you must be doing something wrong. It's amazing to be here. It's amazing to have you join us. Thank you for responding to the invitation. We might have other people attending and coming and joining us along the way. But before we start, I have to let you know this is a recording session, not that you are really on camera or anything like that, but it will be a recording session and it will be used as properly. Introduction time. If you need to know anything, feel free to ask. But my name is Deeea Rebaltescu. I am in the United States. I've been here for the past 17 years. I am an entrepreneur, the co-founder of Sun Media Shine, digital marketing ad agency, a coach, an artist, a published author, and a mother of 3 beautiful, beautiful, beautiful girls. With me today in the chat, I have Stefana, Coman, Nastase. She's joining us from Sibiu, and she's the other co-founder of Sun Media Shine. And we have Marina Ceclan. Marina and Stefana, feel free to say hello one more time for everybody. And let's get to it. Why are we here? Anybody has a guess why are we here? We are here. Hello, hello. We are here because we're starting a 6-month journey. At least that's how it was intended to be. Mindset Bloom is a series of webinars with a vision to unlock and maybe launch you towards your dream. If you don't get there, at least it will get you a little closer. It is envisioned as 6 webinars. Cultivating a Mindset Garden is the one that is happening right now that you're joining. Next month, we have Nurturing the Caregiver Within. The following month, Metamorphosis of the Mind. Following by Embracing Fear, the Kaleidoscope of Truth. And in September, we will all rejoin for an event to celebrate this amazing, amazing, amazing journey. How do we got here? Well, it's a long story. It's something that we've always wanted to do. We've wanted to create a platform for everybody to come and join and just dare to dream. That's the whole purpose of it. Dare to dream. How you get there, what you do, are the steps that are going to follow in all these webinars. One challenge for you. In the chat, I'm going to ask you to write one word that comes up to you right now that embodies how you're feeling. How are you right now? What is your state? How are you joining this event? Just share with us where you are at this moment. While you do that, I'm going to invite you to welcome our first speaker of the Mindset Bloom webinar series, Cultivating a Mindset Garden. And that is a dear friend of mine. And I had a pleasure to meet her, I would say maybe last year. She is a coach. She's a trainer. She's a TEDx speaker. Alexandra Coravu, please join me and say hello to everybody that's here.
Hello, everyone. It's really nice to be here with you today. So thank you for inviting me, Deeea.
My pleasure, my pleasure. How do you feel today? Give us one word.
Curious, I would say, to see how things will be going in this webinar.
Nice, very nice, very nice, very nice. Where are you joining us from? Tell us a bit about yourself.
Bucharest, Romania. I was born here and I've lived here since I was born, so you know. My main city, although Buzău is also a city of my soul because my grandparents were from there. So whenever I wanted to get out of Bucharest, I would go to Buzău.
Wow. How far is Buzău from Bucharest? Not that far, I believe.
No, 2 hours by car, I think.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. How did you get in touch with this world? How did you get into coaching, into all this field, let's put it that way?
Whenever people ask me that, I say this one thing. My luck in this life was that I have, and I still have, a lot of people who basically helped me open my mind and my path, I would say. So I have a father who is a coach. So when I was around 20 years old, I discovered this world, and this world transformed me. I am a different person today than I was before getting into coaching, in short.
Interesting. Was that
Yes.
a dream of yours, maybe?
Maybe a dream I did not know I had, which can happen. Yeah, when people see things in you you don't see in yourselves. So basically, one thing I've learned, and it has to do with mindset, if you don't believe yourself, believe others. So listen to people, to what they say about you, because this might be a hint about what you're good at without realizing it.
Okay. All right. I'll take that. I'll take that to heart. How was your journey?
Well, it started, as I said, 13 years ago, almost. First, I enrolled into a program. So I discovered what coaching is really about. And it helped me transform myself, first of all, as a human being, the way I think, yeah, the way I act, how I plan for my dreams to come true. Yeah. And then because I could see on my own skin how beautiful of a journey this was and how much it meant for me to have someone to support me, because you might have some blind spots you're not conscious about, right? So coaching made me aware of the way I think, what I can do to change the way I think and the way I behave. So basically I wanted to pass this on, because if it helped me this much, I'm sure it can help anyone. So that's why I became a coach afterwards.
Okay, interesting. What is a mindset shift that happened to you? An example that you can share with us.
I'm very curious if other people have this limiting belief I used to have, which I discovered through coaching, which was I'm not good enough.
Okay.
And I wasn't aware of this way of thinking until I started basically exploring my mind through this process. And then I learned how to shift, how to change this limiting belief. And it's an entire process on how to get there. Basically, you explore where does it come from, right? And it's basically a way in which you interpret the world. So some things happen in your life, and there are some facts that happen, but the way you interpret those facts can be very different than how facts really happened. Once you get that, once you get this idea that basically you interpret what you see, and your interpretation is not the truth, the whole truth, yeah, then you can change your interpretation. So let me give you an even more specific example. Yeah. Let's say I had a fight with a friend, right? A friend says, I'm disappointed in you, right? One interpretation I could give is, oh, this friend doesn't like me anymore, right? We can't be friends anymore. I can't count on that friend anymore because he doesn't trust me, and so on. And these are thoughts, seeds, yeah, like in a garden, which do not help you at all, right? However, another way of looking at things would be, okay, this is one side. It's his side, and maybe I want to understand it better. So I ask questions. What made you feel disappointed in me? What did I do specifically? Yeah. How did you understand that? And then let me tell you what I really meant, right? So see, you can choose some thoughts that will not help you. Yeah. He's disappointing me. I can't be friends with him anymore. Or you can say, this is the way he sees things. It's his truth, but not the whole truth, right? So maybe don't take it personally. And this is another lesson I really learned through coaching, yeah, to not take things personally, because everyone has his story and his way of thinking, and you can't really influence that very much.
Wow. Since we're talking about a garden, our mindset garden, we're talking about seeds, we're talking about prepping the soil, we're talking about weeds that might appear.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there, in this context, there is a such thing of a bad seed and a good seed?
I think there are seeds that help you more than others.
Okay.
Basically. So, and I would like to give you a quote in that sense, because I found it yesterday and I said, oh my God, it's exactly what this event is about and what mindset is about. And let me please read it because I couldn't learn it by heart. And it says like this: you need to learn how to select your thoughts just the same way you select your clothes every day. This is a power you can cultivate. If you want to control things in your life so bad, work on your mind. That's the only thing you should be trying to control.
Wow.
So yeah, it's from a very famous book and a very famous movie. Eat, Pray, Love.
Nice. I've seen the movie. Must admit, did not read the book, but it's never too late. That is.
I've read the book. I've seen the movie as well. Of course, the book is better than the movie, which happens very often. So
Right.
I commend it really. But you see, so there are not necessarily bad seeds, but your ability to select the way you think is a very powerful tool you have, so that you make your life easier and your dreams come true.
What if you don't know how to select, where to go to select? What do you do at that point?
From my experience, I would recommend asking for help in this sense. So basically, I would not have been able to do it on my own. As I said, we have blind spots, and we are convinced that the way we see the world, it's the only way possible to see it, right? So when you have these blind spots and these convictions on your own, you can't really change the perspective. But if you go to someone who can help you through this process, who can be your support in this process, then you find out what you can do, how you can do it. And so for such a transforming process, I strongly recommend finding someone who has been through the process and who can help you with what you need.
All right. I see there are a few things popping in the chat, and I'm gonna ask you to write your questions in there. We're gonna address them in the Q&A that will be coming towards the end of the event, but please hold on to them. And my lovely colleagues that are here, they're gonna make sure we handle each and every one of them if we have the time. Tools. In the garden, you need tools. You need a shovel, you need gloves, to work in the garden. You get dirty sometimes. What are those tools that we could use? What are some tools that we can have in our little bag, to go to?
I'm going
to be right and, make it to our dream eventually.
Well, the good news is that through such a process, you can discover a lot of methods, and I'm gonna name a few I've experienced, and maybe we will experience together one of them right now. So one thing that really helped me, for instance, was to work with my inner critic. That voice in your head that says, you're not good enough, you can't do it. What if you make a fool of yourself? What if you forget what you want to say? And so on and so forth. These thoughts come from your inner critic. You can transform your inner critic into a character, right? How does it look? Maybe paint it, give it a name, right? To really transform him into a character, as I said. And then find something to say to your inner critic whenever it appears. Some short sentence you can say. Me, I tell it, I understand what you're saying. Please go away. I have work to do right now. this is how I talk to my inner critic whenever it appears.
Merciless.
Yeah. Yeah. This is one method. Another method which I use most of the times when I have a dream and I want to make it true is to visualize myself already there. And it's called projection into the future. And I would like to invite one person from the audience, if there's curiosity for it, to experience it right now. It would be a short intervention, like a 10 minutes max intervention, in which we get to practice this method.
All right. All right. I love that. I love that. Up for a challenge. Let's see if anybody is up for a challenge. It's going to be first come, first serve basis. Raise your hand. You have a little thing that you can raise your hand in. So my lovely ladies will be able to identify you. And until that person join us, how is your we actually have Luminita is fast raised her hand. Lovely, lovely. Until she joins us on the stage. You said that you can even give it a name, or how is your look? I'm just curious, how is your inner critic look like? And if you have a name for it, you know?
Yes, of course. So it looks like a person who has his or her hair like this in all the directions, right? And maybe fumigating a bit, like fire, you know, through the mouth.
Okay.
And the name I gave it is Witch.
Witch.
Yeah, because of the fire and the hair. Yeah.
Wow.
So whenever I talk to my inner critic, it's, hey, Witch, nice to see you again. Please leave me alone. Thank you.
Wow. So this is an exercise that anybody can do, pretty much try to visualize how that inner critic looks like and just learn to manage it when need be.
Yeah. Step by step, of course.
Okay. Well, we'll get to that in a few. Luminita.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. Tell us a bit about yourself.
So I've been in the United States for 24 years. I'm from Râmnicu Vâlcea originally. I'm actually a little bit of well, I'm a coach in the real estate investment world, but mindset, as you know, it's a big part of it. So all my courses, all my seminars start with the mindset portion. So it was really interested. I was really interested in your talk today as soon as I heard it, because I kind of teach similar things to us.
Awesome. Are you
like you said, like Alexandra was saying, in order to grow, you need to let go of the person you were, the thoughts that hold you back, of that inner critic. And I've been on that journey for the last 24 years myself. And I think I heard a little bit of landmark. I don't know if you've done landmark, Alexandra, but I heard a little bit of landmark education there.
Well,
so we've probably been on a similar journey in ways, because I know you're in Romania, I'm in the United States, but still.
Yeah.
This is awesome. Okay. This is awesome. Are you familiar with what we're gonna do? What Alexandra is gonna present?
I think so. Have you done? So I've done a course from John Kehoe, and I've learned the seeding and the visualization from him. And that's I think what you were saying. This exercise that you're mentioning, he's calling it the seeding. So I believe that's what it is. I've used it in the law of attraction before, but it was not explained, and in the Kehoe's course it's explained differently. So I like the understanding, the why it's working, the metaphysics part of it. So I'm curious, very curious, but excited about what we're going to do together.
Oh, great. You and me both, and I'm sure everybody in the audience, you guys are getting to experience a live, not staged exercise that's happening right here, right now. And I'm going to give the stage to Alexandra and Luminita.
Thank you, Deeea.
Thank you.
Okay, so Luminita, do you have a dream or a goal you want to achieve in the near future, let's say?
So actually, I have a TED Talk coming up, and I've been prepping for that one. So that's a big, it's a nervous a little bit, because it's big, it's in Chicago, and it's also excitement, but also a little fear, if you want to call it, right? Speaking in front of so many people and getting online in front of millions of people.
That, so I understand perfectly. But here's my invitation for you. Imagine you have already been there. Yeah, you have already given your speech. Who are you with?
Well, I was told, so this is when I just finished the speech?
Yeah, so basically you held the speech, things happened, yeah, already, yeah. Where are you now? Who are you with?
Okay. So I was told that this will be pre-recorded, so it's not going to be like a big room of people because it's pre-recorded and released later. I would imagine I will have somebody that is very close to me, their family or friends that I trust that I can look at when I'm in the room. So they're there. The room is excited. I'm excited. I mean, I'm thinking it went amazing. This is going to get millions of views. It's going to influence the world because I believe in my message, and the message is going to catch fire. That's what I'm thinking.
Great. What did you do to make it amazing?
So I've been working on both mindset and the message. I've been writing the speech, preparing for it, giving it in front of other people before, like in preparation, right? Because you have only, I think, there's only 15 minutes. So it's not a very long period of time. And my speeches are a lot longer. So I've been finding a way to make it very strong and impactful. But yes, I took a lot of time to prepare for it. That's what I'm thinking. And presenting, like I said, in front of other people.
Who has helped you in this process?
So a few mentors, a coach, a few friends, like they're very good speakers, very good writers. So I presented in front of them because I know they will be very good critics. And then I presented in front of somebody else that has already done TED Talks. And I feel like everybody has been contributing.
Okay. And how did you get to the story of your speech?
Oh, the story is from, I discovered it early when I came to the United States, early 2000, when I came here, with the image of Dallas. If you remember the city's Dallas, like all the Americans are rich and wealthy and they're having a great life. And then I came here and I discovered that financially only 5% of people are doing really well. They're becoming millionaires, so they're doing well by the time of retirement. And most Americans do not learn anything financial education in schools. They do not. Oh, sorry, it's my cat. So the American, which it's again not taught probably in Romania either, or a lot of other schools. And people are allowed to get student loans, to drive, to take insurance, all kinds of loans, but they don't understand interest. So I started early enough to teach financial education seminars, and I noticed that even people that had college degrees and some of them master degrees did not know how to manage their money. And my thing is, since I was born, since I was little, I thought I have a way to change. I'll find a way to change the world. I wanted to leave something behind, and financial education, in my opinion, can literally change the world. Because if enough people, over 70% of divorces are over money. Most of the wars are usually ideology, right? Religion or money. So, if you can, people are educated again, there will be less wars, less fighting, crime. If you think about crime, thieves, mugging, right? People killing others for the money, or they're going to disappear. So in my mind, this financial education can truly change the world. And I would like to see it in schools. And I would like, a lot of courses out there. So that's my message. And like I said, I found it on my own and looking at the people around me.
Great. Okay. And after this activity, what is one step or one action you can do, in the present for your speech and for this event you are preparing?
You mean after today?
After this activity, after the answers you gave to all the questions that I asked,
yes.
What is one thing you can do and you will do to prepare your speech and the event? Well,
I really think I should think about it and planning daily, because it's we're already in May and the recording is in August, so the time is getting short. So really start taking time every day to work on it, to streamline it, to make it shorter, if it makes sense.
Can I ask you one more question?
Oh, absolutely.
How long are you going to prepare daily for your speech?
So from July 1st, I'll have at least an hour. I already kind of plan it. Until then, I would like to give it at least half an hour, 30 minutes at least. So it's
Okay.
about, getting down, writing it, closing the phone, closing everything, and probably early in the morning, before the day starts, because otherwise, as you know, nothing happens, like life happens. So
Yeah.
for morning, yeah. So that's so for now, because I still have a lot on my plate, probably a minimum 30 minutes, weekends longer, and then July 1st, at least an hour.
In which moment of the day?
The same thing in the morning. So I want everything done in the morning before the day starts.
Great. Sounds like you have a plan to make your dream come true. Congrats, Dominica. Thank you for offering.
My pleasure.
My. Congratulations, Luminita, for landing this. It's amazing. I'm
Thank
gonna ask you right now, how do you feel after envisioning your dream? This little thing that you're doing, that you're gonna do.
Right. Feel alive, feel amazing. It's when you have the feeling of accomplishment, right? It gives you that feeling gives you confidence. It gives you joy. It grateful, right, to achieve that. Grateful for all the help of everyone, including you, ladies. It again, it puts you in a really positive mindset. Very great place.
Mhm. Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you for joining. Thank you for offering to do this exercise with us. It's a pleasure to have you. And based on that, I'm gonna challenge the people in the audience to give us their take on it. Maybe they got some insights. If they want to share, that would be amazing. If they kind of went through the motion with you, with this exercise. I do have the following question is, all right, we have the garden, right? We have the tree, we have the garden, we have the seeds, the flowers, the this, the that, the this, the that. We are the ones that are tending to it. What of the predators? The little bunny that comes to chew on those flowers that are so beautiful. I don't know, any other animal, to put it in quotation marks, that comes to damage it. How do we deal with that? How do we tackle it from a mindset perspective?
So basically, I would say the same you do with a negative thought, let's say. First step, you observe, right? You become aware of it. So basically, you're looking at what's happening. Yeah, what's happening right now? How do I feel? And most importantly, why do I feel like that? Yeah, so what's my understanding of what's happening? Because again, things happen, yeah, and there are some facts, but the way we look at the facts is what makes us feel good or bad. So basically, it's important to go and see, yeah, how am I looking at this that's not helping me? And how can I look at it differently? If I were to choose another way to look at it so that it helps me, what would that be?
Okay. Here is what I see that might happen. At least it happened to me in my own experience, in my own journey. I had that little voice, that little inner critic that I don't have a name for it, but I know how it looks like, and I'll share it with you in a bit. I found myself falling into these following words. Oh, for me, why is this happening to me all the time? What am I doing wrong? Cry for help. Please help me. I'm so helpless. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm this and that and da, da, da. I find myself in that victim position. It's hard to get out of it, because a lot of that part, it's trying to get attention towards you, but feels like it's just circling you in a loop. And sometimes you get stuck there. And I have been stuck there. I have been stuck in that victim position. How do you get out yourself from there? What do you do to get out of something like that?
Can I answer with a question for you? How did you get out of that?
Oh, Lord, it was years. It was years, but I did ask for help. And the help that I got first was to ignore it. I mean, to kind of put myself against the wind. And it was hard. It was hard, but because everything inside of me was screaming, I'm so helpless. I'm from a different country. I don't know how things work over here. Look at me, poor this, poor that. Have mercy on me and my life. Nobody was, I mean, nobody was like, oh, poor you, poor girl, poor this. They were like, sorry, chica, if you want to make it, you got to make it on your own. And when I finally realized that, and I believed in it, and I was like, dang, truly the only person that helped me is me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, everybody's there to assist. Everybody's there for you to be able to leverage. But the first and only person to get you out of your hole, it's you. It was hard. It was hard because from a mindset perspective, I had to fight years and years of upbringing, years and years of voices that were telling me, don't do this, don't do that. You're not going to do this. You're not going to be good at that. You're not going to make it. You're this and that and this and that. And it was a long process. But to answer my own question, how this is going, to answer my own question is that first impulse and first input of having that dream. Once I saw it, once I allowed myself to visualize it and to know what I want, I've started making progress. But I had to believe. Believing in it, it's half the way, because your action will follow. And that's another thing. Dreaming is one thing. Oh, I'm dreaming. So yeah, la la land, everything is beautiful. If you don't do anything to get there, to go get closer, it's like the dream is a dream.
Yeah.
And you take the actual proper steps to get there.
Building on your ideas, one more thing I do that helps me whenever I surprise myself in the victim position is to look at what I can control. Yeah, there are things we cannot control, right? You know, the world does not depend on us. However, in this world where things happen, you do have the power in some circumstances, and focusing, and it's a mindset thing, you know, looking at what you can do instead of looking at what you cannot will help you get out of the victim position.
What if I am the savior? What if I'm the one that was to save everybody?
Well, I would ask you, how does that make you feel?
Very good question. It does make me feel empowering, but it gets back to the thing, you can't control anybody else except you and your mindset and your actions. So if you were to save anybody, start saving yourself.
Yeah,
that.
Very good recommendation. First save yourself, then
don't worry about saving
the others. Exactly. Yeah. I think the first step and the most important one is to become aware. So I'm insisting on this word, you know, awareness, because if you do it unintentionally without knowing what you're doing, basically, you can't help it, right? Once you become aware, you know, you surprise yourself. Oh my God, I'm doing it again. I'm trying to save everyone. That's the first step for you to be able to do something different. So basically, you become aware, and then you look at, of course, with support, because again, in my experience as well, doing this on your own is very, very hard because of the blind spots, right? So you can't really answer by yourself, why am I doing this? Because maybe you have no idea, right? But in a process with support, you will get the answers step by step. And once you discover why you do it, right, you can then explore what you can put instead of it. Because I wouldn't recommend ignoring. Yeah. When you feel badly, either as a victim or as a savior, ignoring it, you know, is like fighting against it somehow. And the more you fight with it, the more it will stay. So my recommendation would be acknowledge it. Yeah. So basically recognize it. Hey, I'm in this position right now. I'm feeling like this. And you know, the thing is, you will feel bad during your lifetime because we are human beings. So I'm not saying let's be positive no matter what, because that's very, very unhealthy. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, you know, acknowledge that you're here and see how much you allow yourself to stay there, because that's the difference. People who get things done get out of these circumstances a bit faster.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a matter of how long are you going to stay there. When I have these circumstances, I'm like, okay, I'm feeling like this right now. Yeah. I'm in the victim situation. I don't want to get out of there yet. But I'm allowing myself 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. So I'm putting a kind of a deadline.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So I say, for these 3 days, I'm going to feel like a victim.
You
Okay.
know, I'm going to stop you there for a second because I kind of love that. You know, I might want to take those days and just put everything on my husband and to start like I'll set myself, I'm going to do this for 3 days. I'm just going to complain. I'm just going to feel sorry for myself. I'm just going to be a whole mess.
Yeah.
Okay.
For me, it works. For me, it works. Yeah. I allow myself to feel the way I feel.
And that's okay, right?
Of course it is, because we are human. Again, do not ignore how you're feeling, because if you try, first of all, you can't.
Mm-hmm.
You can't ignore it, really.
Mm-hmm.
You will feel it in other ways. Yeah. In other unhealthy ways. So you're going to think, oh, I'm not feeling it anymore, right? Because I'm partying, I'm having fun, I'm not thinking about this. But really, what you're feeling is inside. And if you don't acknowledge it, it will explode when you less expect it. So give yourselves a time to feel what you need to feel. And then take a little step outside, just a little step. Yeah. And then after you see you can take the first step, you will feel like doing the second step and so on. That's how I do it, at least.
That's good advice. That's good advice. I'm sure everybody will appreciate that. I'm going to take advantage of this this little moment and thank you again for being here. Thank the audience for being here. Without an audience, we would be just talking to each other, which we do in a way. And we're no different than everybody that is here. We all have our messes. We all have everything that we're carrying on a daily basis. Also, I would like to mention our partners. The partners in this event is Coaching Partner from Romania, and thank you for supporting us. The Mindset Bloom webinar series for the entire series, this whole 6-month journey is MindGetter, Coaching Partners, and Ada Ditrich, Mindset Coach. And just to give you a little bit of the insight of what's coming, you're going to get in the chat in just a few. You'll get the schedule for the following webinars, the dates, the times, the speakers, and what it's going to be about for you to be able to join if you like, or share it with your friends, share with everybody who think that might be interested in the coming up events. And in the same time, you know, I like to challenge you, Alexandra.
Please do.
It's something that, you know, it makes things more different. If you would like to share a very low point in your life, in your career, maybe let's go professional, okay? A very low point in your professional career. What did you do? What was the mindset shift that pulled you out of there and made you move forward?
So in 2021, I had this moment in which I decided to leave the job I was having. And for 2 or 3 months, I had no other job. But it was how I chose to do it, because I needed time to process everything I was feeling and what I wanted to do next. So in those months, what I did were a number of things. First, I gave myself time to stay with myself. So I painted, right?
Ooh.
I did yoga. I started practicing sports, yeah, so that I free my mind and my body and so on. So I took care of myself, because in order for you to be able to shift your mindset, you need to be okay, like with yourself physically included. Yeah. So I took care of myself first. And then when I felt, you know, I was in my proper state of mind, let's say again, because I began to feel, right, that, hey, I'm getting better, I'm feeling better step by step. So my mindset was ready to plan, right? So I worked with a career coach to basically plan what I wanted to do next. And with that, with her help actually, I applied to a job that I have nowadays. Yeah, so basically, yeah. So first I took care of myself and I allowed myself to feel what I felt and so on. And then I asked for help so that I can plan my next steps. And of course I acted on
Absolutely.
those.
Without action, we're still in la la land if we don't act.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's very important to ask for help.
Yes.
A lot of the times we don't ask for help.
Because we were not taught to do it. Yeah, so it's a mindset thing. It's a fixed thought, this one, you know, that if you ask for help, you are weak and no one should see you weak. So this is a fixed mindset. And you need to, you know, basically see how else can you look at asking for help so that it doesn't mean you're weak. What else can it mean? I would say it means you're pretty powerful, right? And you're taking the steps you need to be better.
True.
So how could that be wrong?
True. True. Sometimes we need another gardener to help us with our garden.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we can't do it alone, or if it's too big, maybe that dream is too big. You know, there's a saying, if it doesn't scare the hell out of you, it's not big enough. So the
Yeah,
what you're settling for, and you might need some help along the way.
of course.
Wow. Some great insights over here. Some great insights. I am encouraging everybody to prep your questions because we're getting to our last 10 minutes of the event. And please address them in the chat. We will get to them in not any particular order at all. And while you guys think of some questions that you might have for us, I want to tell you a little bit of our, you know, the perks, because we appreciate the fact that you took the time. We appreciate the fact that you came and joined us and that you listened to us for nearly 50 minutes, which is good and it's impressive. We have a little gift for you. It's going to be dropping in the chat soon. It's a participation gift with some perks from us with our thanks. I encourage you to take advantage of them. They're of great value, and we are here to support you in your journey towards your dreams. But this little thing that we put together, it's not something huge. You're not going to get a Ferrari or a trip to Bahamas, unfortunately. You know, it's just the way things are. And on top of that, here's an ask for you. Or actually, no, I will encourage you to ask yourself the following question. This time that I took to be here, to listen to these women talk and present us with all the things that you do, what is the value that I would put on this information? What does it mean to me? How does it help me, if it helps me in any way? Is it something that I got out of it? Is it something that I used before? Is it something that I recognize? Or it's something that I might use in the future? Think about that for a bit, because there was a reason why we didn't put a fee on this webinar. It was exactly to let you assess based on your own set of values if you would actually pay for something like this. It was a curiosity that we had. You know, you go to events and everybody has a charge, a cover fee, whatever it is, bam, bam, bam. Without that, you don't go. Well, we went backwards. We wanted to let you decide if this is something that you would pay for. And if it is, it's going to be another link that's going to be dropped in the chat. No pressure. And when I say no pressure, I truly 100%, you know, cross my heart and hope to die kind of thing, the Americans, no pressure at all. I do encourage you to take the time and just filter everything that you've heard and everything that you've seen through your value system, and then take action, whatever action it is. By the way, even doing nothing, it's an action. Like being silent. When somebody doesn't say anything, that itself is an action. All right. Any questions? Any questions at all? Anything you would like to know? Anything that you would like to ask me or ask Alexandra or ask the people that are here? Something that perked your interest? There was a comment earlier, and I think if I'm not mistaken, was from Luminita. Earlier today when we talked about good seeds and bad seeds, her statement is, I thought bad seeds are negative thoughts. What do you think about that?
They might be. So this is one thing. Yeah, the negative thought could be considered a bad seed. Mm-hmm. However, there could be some events that happen that create your mindset in a way. So basically the seeds that you plant, think about it, when you're a kid, right? Mm-hmm. You don't plant seeds on your own because you're too little. Mm-hmm. Yeah, your brain is not developed enough so that you plant the seeds. But your parents can do it. Your teachers can do it, right? So basically, these negative thoughts can come not only from you and your own experience, but through relating to other people who have an important influence on you, especially when you are little. Yeah. So yeah, negative thoughts could be considered bad seeds. I would say, though, they are a teacher as well, because if you wouldn't have negative thoughts, how would you be able to recognize the thoughts that help you? Right.
Good point.
Yeah.
So they're there for a reason also.
Yeah.
Here's a question. I want to switch my job now, but I am comfortable in my role. Where should I start?
Well, I would ask you, how comfortable are you from 1 to 10, let's say? And then if the answer is 10, another question would be, then what motivates you to change your job? If you're that satisfied, right? So it's an entire conversation there. Because, if you're that comfortable there, then what's the spark in it?
Right. Why would you want to change?
Yeah.
If you're very comfortable, if you're good, if you're nice and cozy, you earn good money, you have a good lifestyle, why would you like to change?
And maybe if you answer that, you will realize what would be the first step to take.
Well, here comes the challenge. We have a follow-up from the same person, and it says, follow-up, it's not about the money, it is about satisfaction.
Okay. Then what else do you need to feel even more satisfied than how you are right now? Because again, depending on what you need, what would satisfy you more, you might start finding some answers on what to do next.
How does satisfaction look for you?
Exactly. Yeah.
Define as satisfying.
Yeah.
What are those versus with what you have now? And maybe you can put them in comparison. This is what I want. This is what satisfies me. This is what I want. And this is what I have. And it's not enough. Why is it not enough? Very good. Very good. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. We're also gonna ask you all to answer a few questions in a feedback form that will be dropped also in the chat soon. We just want to know how you feel about this event. If it meant anything to you, if it's something that you would recommend, not this one in particular, because this is one and only, but the following events that are coming from for the following months.
We have a question,
yes,
I think.
Yes, we do. What if you have a job that you absolutely love, but you can't make a good living with it?
Again, a question would be, what does it mean that you can't make a good living with it? Because it's important to be very specific and clear, so that you know what to do next, right? Because otherwise, we want to.
Yeah. This is actually taking me to SMART goals.
Yeah, SMART goals are one of the best ways to transform a dream into something specific that can be achieved. Because, you know, dreaming can be very general, right?
Mhm.
But once you look at what do you want to do exactly, and how much time do you want to do it? How will you measure if you got there or not?
Mhm.
And it really becomes something you can see, you can visualize, and you can take action towards.
Mhm.
Yeah. But to answer Gabriela's question, so first you would need to clarify what it means for you exactly to make a good living with that job, and see, depending on that, what are the alternatives? Because see, mindset is also about alternatives. Right now, you might look at the situation in one way and one way only. But if you were to, financially, I can tell you what I did in a similar situation, if that helps. I did 2 jobs in parallel. So basically, I was working on the radio, and I loved the radio. I really loved it. It was an amazing experience. And it allowed me, because I was working 6 hours a day, it allowed me to have another job as well. So basically, you know, radio was what I loved. And the other thing, which became the training part eventually, was first a hobby. I also liked it, yeah, but I didn't love it as I loved the radio back then, right? But doing them together and allowing time to pass, it made me realize at some point that radio was enough for me and for my growth, right? So I changed. I became a full-time trainer because, you know, working with people directly made me feel much more self-fulfilled. All right. Thank you, Gabriela.
Super.
Great.
So in other words, you did the radio to suit your soul because you loved it much, and you did the other one to satisfy your financial needs.
Yes, but I would also recommend that the other one that you do, you also like it, because finance is not enough. If you dislike what you do and you do it just for the money, you're going to be really unhappy. Yeah.
I'm with you, girl. I'm with you. I'm with you. I've had some of those jobs for the money and they were dreadful. My God, couldn't wait to get out of there.
See.
All right. Anything else? Please drop it in the chat if you have. We're getting really close towards the end. And I'm gonna ask everybody here. You know, at the beginning when you joined, I asked you to summarize in one word. What do you feel, and how do you feel at that point? At that moment, I'm gonna ask you the same question to write again in the chat. How do you feel now, after this event? Whatever changed, if anything changed, if nothing changed, that's fine as well. Still curious. That's good. Curiosity, it's wonderful. Stay curious. I think that's one of the mottos that I I kind of took upon myself, to always be curious. And often when people tell me, what are you passionate about? It's hard. You know, it's a hard question when somebody asks, what are you passionate about? I mean, I have little passions. I love to sing. I love to write poems. I love to watch movies. You know, I have my little series that I watch with popcorn and stuff like that. Not necessarily passion, but passion, I came to identify as in grateful. Thank you. We are too. I realized that I'm passionate about human beings. I am passionate about meeting people from all walks of life, all kinds of backgrounds, whatever language they speak. I don't care, because we have technology that can help us understand each other, because I'm curious about who they are and what they have to offer. And I found myself wanting more and more and more and more, because it helps me, what you said earlier today about perspective, about not having those blind spots. You know, be open and curious and allow people to tell you their stories. And, you know, you learn something, you leave with something. At the least, when you meet someone, at the least, you live with you're going to get out of that, whatever meeting or encounter is, with the thought of, yep, that's something I'm definitely not going to do. And even then, you left with something.
Yeah.
You know, and it's amazing. It's amazing. eager for more. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. More is coming in the next months. All right. Well, we're gonna wrap it up here. And Alexandra, what is something that you wanna leave the audience with? What is something that you want to share as a farewell, as a goodbye?
Well, I think my key message would be take time with yourself so that you have the chance to become aware of the thoughts that do not help you. And then find the support you need so that you're able to transform those thoughts into growth mindset thoughts, let's say, yeah, thoughts that will help you become a better version of yourselves, achieving your dreams, and so on. That would be my final message for this event.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Alexandra, for being here. Time. It was amazing to talk to you. I loved it. I loved every second of it. And I'm going to leave you with a little thought of my own, and it's an invitation pretty much to join us for the following webinar that is going to be in May, more exactly the 29th of May. And the story, it's going to be a really deep one. It's going to be my story. And the mindset shift that I actually overcame to get out of a very, 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 very tough spot. I'm going to leave you with that. It's a little teaser. And I'm happy that you took the time. I'm happy that you are here. We have our information in the chat. Please, 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 if you need anything, if you have any questions, please address it to us. You will receive an email with the recording of this webinar. You're going to receive the little digital gift bag, I like to call it, also in the email. And any other things that we have, you will get at that point with the schedule for the next events and so forth. I wish you all a wonderful day or evening, depending where you are. It was a pleasure to be here with you. And I hope I'll see you at our next event. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye.